everybody. This is Sean Martin. You're very welcome to a new brand highlight here on ITSP Magazine, where we get to hear some of the latest news from organizations and some of the things they're working on. And I'm thrilled to have Denny LeCompte from Portnox on today. Denny, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate you having me.
So before we get into the survey results and what that means to organizations, a quick word about what Portnox does.
Sure. We are a unified access control vendor. We control who can get access to your data, whether that data is on the network. We can control who can get onto the network, or applications. So SaaS applications, on-prem applications behind the firewall. So whether your employee is in the office, whether they're remote, we can make sure that they can only get on from an IT managed device that is following policy. So we can enforce that policy, and we can enforce access based on the policy. So one of the other things we do is we control whether people use passwords or not. If you use our certificate-based authentication, which is what the vast majority of our customers do, no passwords. So that if you are on a managed device following policy, the certificate basically starts to act as the password. So then when we start talking about the survey, that's one of the things that that we've been asking CISOs about, since passwords are the root of most security problems. We sort of made it our mission to try and help people get rid of those passwords.
So we have a couple minutes here to kind of dig into the survey. And I think certainly identities have changed a lot. AI changes policies and how people use machines a lot, and actually using AI. So what are some of the uncertainties that CISOs are concerned about that kind of highlight the findings in the report?
Well, definitely one of the things that we see is that while they feel pretty confident about kind of traditional cyber threats, their confidence level is much less when it comes to anything around AI generated or synthetic identities. So that, people know this is changing so fast and they don't really know what to do about it. And I would say that's pretty typical of any new technology. We are all excited about it as an industry. We put it out there and people start using it. And then usually we wait until there's a horrible incident. And then people say, maybe you ought to secure this thing. So I think CISOs are at the top of the chain and they're like, hey, how are we gonna handle that?
So tell me about synthetic identities. And I'm assuming CISOs may know what that is, but where does that surface? What are the use cases for that? And why is that a challenge?
Well, you hear more often, the AI folks are always talking about agentic AI. Well, that agent that's going to be doing stuff for you, whether that's coding or writing, or the more we automate, well, that is an entity. It's on your network. It's accessing your application. So it's a synthetic identity. And in some sense, we had those forever. I mean, everybody's got agents. Like Portnox offers an agent, but they're pretty dumb. The AI is just different in that it is a much more powerful agent, but you are going to need to control its access. What can it touch? If it can do a lot of stuff, just like you want to make sure that a sales guy can't mess around in the finance data, you want to make sure that if the AI is supposed to code, that it can only code in the sandbox you want it in. So we do think access control is going to be a big part of what you need to solve with agentic AI.
So how are you seeing your customers cutting through that complexity and really getting their hands wrapped around this? And how can they connect with you to perhaps move forward with their own programs around that?
So our customers, I would say most of our customers are still dealing with more fundamental zero trust, and that they're going to try and work AI into that. And for customers who are looking for help with how to make zero trust for all your identities, whether it's your user identities, your Internet of Things identities like printers and cameras, or your new AI agents, then you can come to Portnox. We will give you advice, but more importantly, give you really simple products. And you can just go to portnox.com, and that's Portnox, but with no K. It's obviously a play on Fort Knox, but just portnox.com.
Perfect. Well, Denny, it's a pleasure to chat with you today, and keep up the good work. Obviously, identities are at the core of pretty much everything we do, whether they're real human or synthetic or non-human, whatever you want to call them. That space is only growing, and I'm glad you're on the scene to help us out. So everybody listening, thanks for joining us here for this brand highlight. Do connect with Denny and the Portnox team, and we'll see you all on the next one.